Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakha, Chodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to sincere Ak. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and salutation to all sincere Achim. They're out there lifting up the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, and of course, working out their own salvation with fear and trembling. My brother Mappa from Great Millstone Plaintables Camp, located here in the city of Philadelphia, in Great Babylon, which is America, coming again with another lesson of Kodash. Yahweh is the true Almighty and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. That's their pure names in the Paleo Hebrew, and the Lashon Kodash, which is the holy tongue, the pure tongue that has been returned unto the Hebrew Israelites, which consists of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the Hebrew Israelites. You are the Lord's chosen people. You are the only anointed ones, the chosen nation, in which there's only going to be a remnant that's going to be delivered at this time, as written in the scriptures, in the book of, I believe that's Zechariah, the 13th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It says that 2 parts shall be cut off and die, but the 3rd part shall go through the fire, all right, in which, there's going to be only a remnant that's going to be delivered, okay, at this time. But all Israel will be saved, of course, brought back in the kingdom, okay? Now, this is a very serious matter, all right? You, of course, have to measure the time diligently in itself, all right? We are living in the times of prophecy. Prophecies are being fulfilled day in, day out. Any day now, of course, you can have Sha'awah or hell break loose, all right? Which this low estate, which the nation of Israel is in right now, is hell, alright? This is a hell. This is, a place, a low condition. Us primarily being in Great Babylon. It's that valley of shadow of death. It's also wherever you've been, of course, scattered to because you're under the curses. It's going to get worse soon. Of course, there's going to be martial law declared, and you have it where a government shutdown again is looming in America after the 15th. If there isn't a deal struck between the House of Representatives or the House of Representatives and the Senate, Congress collectively, and Donald Trump, there's going to be another government shutdown. You have it where food stamps were issued early and they already have people there having to ration out their provisions. You have it where Brexit in the UK. You have it where, the March the 29th, if I'm not mistaken, the British, right, the United Kingdom is slated to leave the EU, which is the European Union. Which European Union, all right, that you go into, of course, what's that, 10 toes, or you go into you go into the prophecy about, of course, I believe it's the 10 horns. All right, that's of course representing you EU nations, all right, in the scriptures, in the book of Revelation and such. And then you go in the book of Daniel, you have it, the iron and the miry clay, all right, the part weak and the part strong, all right. You have it where it's biblical prophecy for this to go down. All right. So let's just get in this wee subject just a bit. This is off of the sun.co.uk, and it reads here that law and order. It says, what is martial law? Has Theresa May declared it in the UK? And what does this mean for Brexit? Which Brexit is the British exiting the EU, as I of course have mentioned. Okay. And it says, amid Brexit talks in negotiation, Theresa May is not planning on ruling out the idea of introducing martial law if there is no Brexit or no deal Brexit. It's no deal, of course, deals with the United Kingdom, okay, them having to strike a deal with the EU or the European Union, Slovakia, all right, with Brussels, okay, various trade agreements and such, okay, because you have to understand that they're leaving the single market, all right. When you're in the EU, of course, you have it where they, of course, are in a single market, all right, as one and such, and now you have it where they're leaving being the UK. They're no longer going to be a part of that, so they have to strike these various trade deals and such, all right. So let's continue on and such. It says, amid the Brexit talks and negotiations, Theresa May is not planning on ruling out the idea of introducing martial law if there is no deal Brexit. But what exactly is it, and what does it mean for Brexit? Here's what we know, and it says, what is martial law? Martial law is the imposition, which martial law means warlike, all right? Martial, all right, meaning war, all right? And you have it law, all right? Well, it's warlike law, okay? But I'm just gonna read. It says martial law is the imposition of direct military control of the usual functions carried out by a government. So the power is transferred to the military, all right? In this time, the government is militarized and such, all right, which is going to issue various laws, okay. They'll go, of course, able to go and put that constitution in void and such. All right, I'm gonna read on. It says it is usually introduced for a limited period of time, and often had as a reaction to either emergency or a major disaster or an invasion. You have it in the United States with this government shutdown looming. Donald Trump, he wants to receive this funding, which he requesting $5.7 billion, in which the House, you have it, the House of Congress, or Congress, Slovakia, okay, the legislative branch, they're approving that. And so Donald Trump, he wants to declare a national emergency. Thus, that will bring in a martial law, okay, because he's claiming that is a national emergency. It's a humanitarian crisis, okay. As you said it, they can introduce this, all right, an emergency or major disaster or invasion. He, of course, claims that there's a major influx of these, as they say in America's, immigrants. In the UK, you call them migrants, all right, entering the country illegally, okay. You have it where in the UK with the whole free movement and such, that's up in the air and such. You have to apply and such just to remain, and that's still up in the air. A lot of these companies are going to, of course, leave, all right, the UK. That's going to leave a lot of people without jobs. People, of course, who voted to, with the referendum to stay, you have it where they're scared. They want to, of course, have a second referendum. You have it where Theresa May and the host of Parliament kind of come to an agreement. You have it Jeremy Corbyn, and various prime ministers. They want, of course, Theresa May to just roll out that there's a no deal. All right, and you only have what? It's already currently February the 1st. You have it where you only have what a month and some change, of course, to come to a agreement with the EU, with Brussels. It's crazy, and I believe they're not, of course, renegotiating the deal. But it's a lot. So let me just continue on. It says here that often they are introduced after a coup or a d'état or a popular uprising threatens the established order. Now this, of course, has been prophesied in the Bible, meaning to be said before by prophets. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Lord, and his only begotten Son, right? That's Yahweh, which just means he is, or he exists. Yahweh Shai means he the deliverer, he the savior. They, of course, revealed these secrets, all right, to the prophets, to service the prophets, in which you hear that there's going to be you have it where often introduced after a popular uprising or threatens to establish the order. All right, that's in the Bible. I'm gonna start here in the book of 2nd Esdras, the 15th chapter, and it says here that I'm gonna start at verse 12, 15 and 12, 2nd Esdras. It says Egypt, which is America, all right, Montezarium, Egypt. America is known as Sodom is Egypt. You read that in Revelations. Shall mourn. That's where the Israelites, of course, went into slavery again by the way of ships. It says, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with plagues, various curses, and the punishment that the power shall bring upon it. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, the various farmers and such. All right. For their seeds shall fail through the blasting of and hail, and with fearful consolations. It says, woe meaning destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So you're gonna have, of course, civil war amongst the people, race wars. Okay, you have it where people in the UK don't want these migrants. They don't want, people due to the laws on free movement. People from various EU nations living in, Britain. They don't want these different people there because of what? You have it where this whole place is built upon white supremacy. And plus the nations, of course, should be separated anyway. All right. It says here that for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So you see here that it's going to be a sedition among men. Okay, so let's go into that word of sedition. This is what is written in the Bible, in the 1611 King James Bible, in the Apocrypha, which the Bible Destruction Group took it, the Apocrypha, 1776, because of the truth. All right, hides, of course, and it of course reveals who they are, that they are the wicked. The Bible, the Edomites, which the earth is given unto the wicked, and their kingdom is going to fall. It identifies people by their name and such plainly, like Alexander the Greek. All right, it proves that there's who the Gentiles. There's a lot of different things that's written. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. Meaning the rulership of Esau going down, and of course the translation, the power in which the Israelites, all right, are going to rule. I will forever. So you have it sedition, which it means conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority or of the state or monarch. All right. So you have it where there's going to be that uprising that's been written here in this article. Okay. As it says that there, of course, when there's an uprising, there martial law can be introduced. It says, has Theresa May declared it in the UK? It says government officials have talked about introducing a state of emergency. Same in, of course, the United States. And it says, and even introducing martial law if the no-deal Brexit. If there's a no-deal Brexit emerged today, it says Theresa May could use a sweeping powers to try to stop riots and uproars, which some fear would occur in the event of Britain's left without a deal in March. It says the news came as MPs geared up for another Commons clash on Tuesday. It says as Theresa May inches closer to getting her deal passed. Of course, as I mentioned, she has to get it passed through Parliament. All right, and that's not happening, as you can see. All right, it says they have the box up with Ireland and such, the hard border and such. They don't want that. There's a lot of information to go through with this whole EU. With the British leaving the EU. It says Philip May was said to have urged the Prime Minister to try to unite her party rather than to reach out to Labour for a deal. I believe Theresa May, I believe she's the leader of, what's that you call them, the Conservatives, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go into it. You have Labour. The Labour leader is Jeremy Corbyn. Let me just quickly. You have Theresa May is the British politician serving as the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, the leader of the Conservative Party since 2016. It says she served as Home Secretary. All right, that's basically it. That's all the information. Just wanted to fact check it. All right. So going back to the article, it says here that the MPs face extra long days, even canceling their next holiday break to get Brexit done in time. And that's, of course, what these politicians, they're more focused on, going on holiday, just getting paid and such. If you, of course, they're familiar with the term holiday, just go into how in America it's called going on vacation, right? It's holiday. So it says, and it's the same within America and such. These various House of Representatives, the people part of the Senate, for the most part they're on holidays and such. Okay, then they come. They may, of course, go over it and then go back. It's the weekend, all right? Then we'll discuss. We have recess and then we'll discuss it again on another Tuesday. I mean, it's a bloody shambles, all right? So going in, it says yesterday the Cabinet Office said the closest thing to a no-deal Brexit in recent times was Iceland's ash and cloud chaos. And they should use that to help Brexit or Britain prepare. It says, what does it mean for Brexit? It gives authorities the power to limit public rallies and curb the media. So that's going to be controlled. All right. What information is brought out, which already know that there's a famine of the word. Prophecy was written in the scriptures where there's a men of the Lord out there, of course, in the highways and hedges, in the chief place of concourse in Agora, right? Who are, of course, teaching the truth. They have the answers to what's going to happen. All right, they're measuring the time diligently. They are the watchmen unto the nation of Israel, prophesying. Okay, they're gonna curb that media. All right, they're gonna limit these public rallies and such. All right, you have, of course, in these various protests. All right, it's going to be martial law. Okay, it says usually under martial law, curfews are introduced. It says civil rights are suspended, and military law is often extended to include the general public. All right, so it's just going to be as if it's war. All right, which we're in the time of war. It says this could include curfews, confiscating properties, bans on travel, or even development of the army to control any disobedience that may happen. The Sunday Times reported. All right, so you're gonna have it where they're gonna go in your house. If you have food, all right, they're gonna take it, rape your wife, rape your son, all right, take your goods, all right, put you to death, all right. If you're not, of course, in compliance of whatever they, of course, choose, as is written in the scriptures, that the so-called white man shall come down as a madman, sparing none. All right, yes, yeah. Let me see. I could get the scripture, but yeah, it's going to be bad. Which I'm just going to quickly go into this, back to the second address, the 15th chapter, and it says here that a man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able, and that's martial law right there. Okay, when you're not able to go into a city because it's been quarantined, and there's of course checkpoints. That's your martial law there, written in the scripture. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's there right there. I just read what's written here in the article, and it's right there in the scriptures. Okay, and it's because of the pride. You have it where Great Britain is so proudful. They think that they can do without the EU, that they can be economically better, being a sovereign nation, okay, being independent from the EU, which you're gonna see they're gonna crumble. And this idea is absolutely bonkers. All right, ridiculous. This is going to be the book of book of Iowa or Job, which means persecuted. Chapter 20:18, it says that which he labored for he shall restore. Or it says that for shall he restore and shall not swallow it down. In which he of course swallowed up the whole entire world of the nations of the heathen, sold all the resources. Of course the Israelites, so-called Negro Latinos, the Americans work in slavery and servitude. Okay, we're still in slavery. He's gonna give up all that. It says, according to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and this is Edom. Okay, Esau, Edom, so-called white men, Caucasians. All right, the elite, which rule the Rothschild, the Rockefellers, and all that. It's their punishment. All right, and you peons that are underneath them, you're going into slavery as well. It says, because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he buildeth not, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. And what you had where the British Empire profited off of what? Mainly off of slavery, okay? And the islands and such. You of course colonized Jamaica and such, colonized the Americas. When America came out, of course, of Britain, that's the mother. All right, so you have of course a punishment. Okay, it says here that surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. All right, in your mind, you ain't going to have any quietness there. You're going to have nothing but chaos and fear. Okay. It says he shall not save of that which he desired. It says, verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits being a position of difficulty, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. You know, you're gonna have Egyptian against Egyptian. All right, you're gonna have, of course, nation against nation. You're going to, of course, have these nations come against, all right, you. All right, you're gonna have Britain, all right, divided. All right, and that's in the scriptures right here. In the fullness of sufficiency, speaking of course, when of course you go forth with your new world order, implementing that RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay, you're gonna be in double straits because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to come down on you, all right, and bring down his judgment, or Mashapatiyam judgments. Let's go back to the article. It says here that it says this could include curfews, confiscating property, bans on travel, or even deployment of the army to control any disobedience that may happen. It says the Sunday Times reported today. The paper said that Robert McFarlane, the deputy director of the Civil Contingencies Secretary, I can't pronounce that. It says has been involved in the discussions about the practicalities of implementing the 2004 Act, according to sources with the Cabinet Office. It says the Civil Contingency Law was brought in to deal with national emergencies like war and terrorism. Once the source told the paper that as no deal preparations are accelerated and training is rolled out to civil servants, which civil servants of course deal with those who are employed with what? By the government and such. And the civil servants, you have it where, like, say for example, your so-called police or police men, they're civil servants, okay? Police, it says members are civil servants, member of civil service, all right? A public servant, all right, of government official, okay, just so you know. It says questions have been raised about the legislation and how it could be used in the event of a no-deal Brexit. The law allows government to change other laws to protect human life and make sure the public have access to money, good, water, and fuel supplies. And it's going to have it where they want to, of course, bring forth that mark of the beast, and thus, you know, they're going to, of course, have you seek out getting that just to answer your problems, because the financial system is going to fail. All right, your pound sterlings, all right, your euros, dollars, and they're going to help. All right, Izar in that day. All right, by your one. It says here that it says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right, that's plain and to the point. Houses getting destroyed by the sword. People worrying about their own self. It says that for the love of many shall wax cold. That's in the scriptures. So this place is done. All right. It says, "Behold," said the power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, "I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun and from the south, from the east and from Lebanon to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen," which is the elect, all right, of the nation of Israel, but ultimately the whole nation of Israel, because you know, we are the Lord's chosen people, and we're the Lord's apple. You're the apple of the Lord's eye. Okay. It says, "So will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord." It said the power, which it says, of course, It was a righteous thing to recompense them that do you wrong. All right, roughly paraphrasing the scriptures. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. These are things that is written in the scriptures. All right, and thus that's why this place has to go down. It has to be judged. It has to be destroyed. Okay, this place is going out. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. It says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. And there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. And the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grind is going to cease. It says, the grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So that one man shall desire to see another, and hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, and which shall hide themselves in the thick groves, in the clefts of the rocks. It says, as in the orchard of the olives upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or as when a vineyard is gathered there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So as you can see, this place is going to be destroyed. It's going to be destruction. You have it, martial law is coming. These are some of the things that's going to happen. It's going to be worse than you can imagine, as is written in the book of Daniels. All right, this place is going down. All right, the Lord is angry. He's coming. All right, the Lord, the Most High, sent His Son down, Yahweh, to bring down judgment, to bring deliverance to the elect of the nation of Israel. You're never on that good side with Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you're going to be destroyed if you're an Israelite. If you're not on that good side, seek mercy or chesed, renew, or be destroyed. Calling on the names of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in these times, and pray for faith. Pray to be delivered. Start, of course, follow the law, statutes, commandments. Because in them days, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna really bring down that sword. The so-called white man is a sword. There's various ways, all right, to bring down destruction onto you. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who were well. Peace, citation, all sincere. What is martial law? And has Theresa May declared it in the UK? And what does it mean for Brexit? It means destruction. Shalom.